everyone. Good evening to you. Good morning. Good afternoon. Wherever it is you may be watching this live from. How are you doing? How was your week? How was your day? Are you ready for the coming week? What did you learn from the previous week? Anyway, welcome to Men Versus Conversations with the Love Crusader. Yeah. I'm not the Love Crusader, but the Love Crusader herself is here. And guess what we are talking about today? We are talking about love and romance. Please gather all your family. Okay, no, 18 plus. Gather all your people together, get your popcorn, sit down, relax, and listen to this hot, interesting, informative conversation. I trust me, today is going to be very interesting because we have a special guest that is fully loaded and ready to hit the ground running. And the Lord Crusader herself is here. So I think I'll just allow her to do the special introduction so that we can set the ball rolling. Mama, hi. You can unmute yourself. Okay.
Hello. Okay, you want me to introduce our guest? Okay. Mama, Mama Bourgeois. That is what people know her as. She's a friend. She's a sister. She's a professional colleague. She's a woman of many, many caps and many hats. Um, so we are also co-laborers in the vineyard of working on relationships and marriages. Mama Bodo's speciality is what we are talking about today: romance and sex. So she's a sex therapist, she's a mother, she's a believer, she wears, like I said, many hats, and she's a big fish to catch and bring here today. It's good to have connection. Me, I have connection, I have people. I always tell you, people, I have people. It's a blessing. So I'm very, very excited to have Mama Bodra here today. Dorcas Solomon, well, welcome to the conversation with the Love Crusader. Say hello to the people, Mama. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon and good day from wherever you're watching us from. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm not taking it lightly. I want to appreciate the Love Crusader herself for this opportunity to come here and speak to us, for us to deliberate, for us to yarn, for us to gist, for us to talk, for us to say it the way it is. These days plenty people are judging, are shying away from this particular area of things. But somehow, it's happening. So I'm very, very delighted to be here. And I'm saying, by the grace of God, we are all going to have something to take home. And trust me, I always say what work for A does not work for B. So before we start, I would like to let you know that everything we are going to say is an idea. It must not be that you will do it, you must do it. It's something that people have tried and it has worked for them. And some people try it as well, and it doesn't work. And for the fact that they try it doesn't work for them does not mean it's not right. And for the fact that other people have tried it is working for them, good and fine. So whatever we are going to say, please note that it is not a must. It is an idea that we are selling to each other. If you try it, it work for you, fine. And if you try it doesn't work for you, please, you can try any other thing. Thank you.
Go on, Titi.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Very, in short, we are hungry already and we can't wait to um, hear what it is you are loaded with to tell us. So let's just set the ground rolling. When we talk about love and romance, we can spend the whole day talking about these things. People are eager to listen, and there's just so much to talk about. So Let's begin with a definition of love. To you, what does love connote? What does love mean when we say when you think of love, what does it mean? Let's begin with that first.
Yeah, thank you very much. Definition of love. For for me, we have different as in plenty. What love means to you it's different from what love means to me. It's different from what love means to other people. But I like to say that whatever meaning, whatever definition that every other person have, love is still love. And love, I will start by saying God Himself is love. And because God is love, I will try to define my love as an affectionate, a compassionate feeling towards another. And if you want to relate this to what we are talking about, love crusader, marriage, relationship, there is love between mother and child. There is love between siblings, love between friends, love between neighbors, love between any other person. But today, the one we are dealing with is love in relationship. If I'm right, Madam Love Crusader. So because we are tabling it down to love in relationship, I will also say love in relationship is giving and take. It's a devotional something, something you need to you need to devote your time, your energy, your money, your sincerity, your whatever you can talk, whatever you can think. You can't love and don't give. Remember in the word of God, because God Himself is love, and He gave His only Son. You can't tell me you love me without give. Some people will say they are in love, but they can't give their money. Give your time. You are in love. You're not patient in love enough. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is easily angered. But these days, so many people claim to be in love, but there is no openness. If you love me and I love you, there should be openness. And you love me, you cannot even give willingly. Please underline the word willingly. If you love me, I mustn't beg you till eternity before you release your party. There should be a free giving, willingness to give your body, to give your heart, to give everything that you have. If you claim to love, are we together? Are we following?
Yes,
Hello.
Mama, we are together.
If
So, from what you are saying that from what I get from what you are saying is that first off is love, and one key thing I got you said is that love devotion, love is action. So love cannot exist without any of those. If you remove any of those two, then no love. So that's that's one thing that hit me. So you've tried to define love for us. We want to hear your take in your own words. What is romance?
is still in line with the word love. Love is sacrifice. Love is sacrifice. And love is also putting yourself in your partner, whoever you claim to be in love with, or whoever you claim to love. Because if I am wearing a shoe and the shoe hurts I am the one that know where that hurts, the level, the height at which the shoes itches me. But if I'm telling you, Love Crusader, oh, my shoe is hurting, you can only tell me, oh, why don't you try adjust it like this, try it like this, put that. You are suggesting, but you don't know the pain I'm going through. But if you are the one wearing the shoe, I don't need to explain to you. Me, it is you that know what you're going through. So love is also putting yourself in another person's shoe. Now let's relate it to the word romance that you are talking about, Auntie Titi. Now, the role of romance, the role of romance side, take it or leave it. Romance also means so many things to so many people. You know, in our own side of the country here, people will say, my husband is not romantic. My wife is not romantic. What is the word romantic? What does it mean to you? I always believe, and that is what I practice, that whatever you want to get, teach people, teach your spouse what you want by doing it to him or her. Your husband is not romantic and you are romantic. Believe you me, everything you want him to do to you or everything you want her to do to you, if you are doing it to him or her, with time, you will pick it up. So the word romance is very wide and large. Romance in marriage, in relationship. When we are talking about this relationship, now please note that we are talking about married couple because marriage is honorable in all but bed undefiled. So whatever we are saying in this context today, it's within the context of marriage. Please take note. And romance in love can be referred as the baker of love and long bond solidified bond. You are passing, maybe you and your husband, you live, you stay in a house. I'm not saying for a week. I'm not saying for a month or a year. In one day, as in 24 hours. Do you know that some couples, it's possible that in that 24 hours, they don't have body contact? Now, how do we now say we are romancing? We don't need to hide. We already said it here that this particular hour is 18 plus. Romance means touching, feeling. And please note that all these things cannot happen if there is no genuine love. Remember we said love is patient, love is kind, love is action, as Titi summary says. And inside all these things, if you can bring the word romance, you can bring 1 million words weddings of romance from love. Because you want to, before you get tickets, there are processes in everything we do. You want to travel, you have to go through process. Before we are able to come live this evening, we went through processes, right? Love, romance, Love Crusader. We went through processes. So before you can before you can fly and land and settle down and be a resident or whatever, there has to be a process. Before you can give birth, before you can meet, get pregnant, have a baby, and there are processes. So before we can talk about romance, there are also processes. And what are the processes of romance? There has to be trust. If I don't trust you, there is no amount of thing you can give to me, I will see it as romance or love. Because if you are bringing your hand like this, if I don't trust you that that hand is coming on my cheeks to do me like this, or you are coming with your mouth to peck or kiss me, if I don't trust you, I will be thinking you are going to beat me. So before we can talk about romance, we need to talk about trust. Like I said, you are bringing your hand to do me like this. I may be thinking you want to slap me. And this hand can perform good and can perform the other thing. Hand can play with you and make you smile, and this same hand can touch you and make you cry. Even though there are some cries that are tears of joy. So romance is very, very wide. And after now, by the time we proceed, we are going to talk about the deep processes, steps, and what we can do to know to talk to call it romance. So romance can mean so many other things to other people. Sorry. Some people, romance means giving to them. If my husband can just be in the kitchen and cook, fix the dinner, it's romantic. Some people will say, if my wife is respecting me enough, then she's romantic. Some people, their act of romance and love is giving. Act of love and romance is respect. Act of giving and romance is submission. And some people, if you have not give, your romance is not complete. And I think I'm not too comfortable with this word romance, because it's like we are pampering it. It's like we are bending the whole thing. And you already said it that it's 18 plus. Sorry, let me bring this to you. I'm not trying to condemn anything, but these days, if you try to scroll up social media or do anything, there's one particular page, platform that you cannot help, but they will just scroll it for you. What are they doing? That are not even qualified. So much more we that are qualified to even express our romance, enjoy the romance. This romance of a thing is a gift from God. I want to use the word romance, 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 romance. My pastor used to say from tampa tampa to tampu. So whatever you are romancing, you romance my head, you romance my breast, you romance my bumper, you romance my, will you kiss me, you touch me, you hold me, you caress me. All these romance will land somewhere. Will land you in Jerusalem. So when we're talking about romance, it means different things to different people. But at the end of it, at the tail end of it, it will land you somewhere. A man and a woman that happen to be husband and wife. Like I said, one day you don't have body contact. What are you doing? Are you brothers and even some brothers and sisters? Sometimes
Hey,
they pass and do it
wait,
themselves.
mama. Wait, mama. Bad break. Catch break. Catch break. Let me ask you something. Are you not trying to say that there cannot be romance that will lead to Jerusalem? Is it not possible for us to just cuddle without going, which one is Jerusalem, without having sex? Is it not
If it
possible
doesn't,
for
if
us
it
to
does, sorry,
hold
man, if it
hands?
doesn't end here, if it doesn't end here now, at the moment, take it or leave it. It will end here, not too long.
So are you encouraging those who are not
Except
married? Are you encouraging those who are not married to stay away from romance? Are you saying somebody's not married? If, for example, we are in courtship, are there no ways that we can romance ourselves without defiling our bed?
hey, Bible, the word of God say, flee, run, fly. Trust me. And see, let's not deceive ourselves. Set boundaries. We need to set boundaries. You are romancing. What are you romancing for? Are you spirit? Are you God? But we have blood in our vein. We have blood in our system. We should not deceive ourselves. What you will not eat, don't smell it. There should be limits. You hug. You have somebody that you are not married to, and something is doing like this. I'm not saying anything, no. Something, you hug a brother, and the thing is doing like this. Won't you want, maybe you shift back? Number one, you know, there are some sisters that want to know, which is encouraged. I encourage it. Want to know if brother is actually alive. From hugging, from the talk, you will know that this person will be able to answer the call in future. But somebody that you are in a relationship with, you are in courtship, you want to talk about sex, and the person is changing mouth, is changing the topic. Something is wrong. A normal human being, an average human being, in church today, when my pastor was talking, funny enough, my pastor preached today about love. And I'm like, God, this is ordained. You need to see, you know, there are some preaching that when you preach, everywhere will be like, and there are some preaching when you are preaching, you will be here, preach on, fire on. There are some guys beside me. When pastor is saying some things, you'll be hearing, and the whole place will be catching fire. Let's not deceive ourselves. There are topics that you will talk that even the deaf we make sign that I know what you are talking about. So in order for the singles not to fall, not to do the romance beyond the boundary, they should set boundaries. There's no harm in playing, but the romance of singles that are past handshake, past elbow, you are going somewhere. So we need to set boundaries as singles. And for the married,
Mama, are you still there? Can you hear me?
Titi has a
I
question
can
now.
hear you.
I have lots of questions to ask. This is becoming very interesting. So, are you now telling us that, first of all, I wanted us to clarify because initially we were talking about trying to define romance. You said, first of all, you said it means different things to different people. You talked about it being touching, feeling, and um, at the end, every act of romance most eventually would lead to sex. So I'm saying, are we mixing two things up here? Is there a way we can draw the line? Is there any difference between being romantic and romancing? Romantic and romancing. And for people that are yet to be married, are you saying that the guy or the lady cannot be romantic? Because if we say romance means different things to different people, then it might just be an extra kind gesture. So, can we separate romantic from romancing? So let's be clear on that first.
Hello, Titi. You are very correct. Romancing and romantic. Yeah, there are two different words. Two deep, as in two different things. You know, when I was talking, I said being romantic means different things to different people. But when you now want to do the action, you are carrying your hand. You want to come and touch me. I talk about trust. If I trust you enough that hand you are bringing is not going to harm me, and somebody just passing and just doing like this, act of service can mean being romantic as a nature or as a life, as a lifestyle. But when you are talking about being romance, as in the romance itself, it's a different thing, entirely. Romance itself has too many things in the hand. Now, to romance a man as a woman, you need your mind, number one. Your mind. Because everything we do comes from our mind. You need to make up your mind that this person that I'm going into romance with, nothing should stop me. There is no boundary. There is no fence, no door. Everything is open. Now you want to romance a man as a woman. It involves touching. It involves kissing. It involves cuddling. And above all, it involves trust. Because I have had cases where some women, some men have issue of trust. Maybe something happened in the past and they are not able to let go. It will affect their romance life. So being romantic is different from the word romance. So please ask me any other question after I've clarified these two.
Thank you, Mama, for that clarification. So, the yet to be married can be romantic, but not engage in romance. So, I think that is out of the way. So, we understand um, role of
If you're
being
not married, you
romantic.
can be romantic. Because if you're not romantic as a single person, when you become married, it will be difficult for you to even be romantic.
Okay, great. Okay. So, let's talk about the role of romance in. Okay, we've talked about pre-marriage. What of during the marriage, or after dating, cutting, then the marriage itself proper?
Because of
Role of romance in love when it comes to a marriage setting. Can you hear me?
I didn't hear that.
Okay, um I said let's talk about. I think that's part of what you were trying to expatiate on already. But let's go in much deeper um, about the role of romance in love when it comes to marriage itself proper. What's the cost of romance? Let's talk about that. What's the cost of romance in a marriage relationship?
The cost of romance, cost, ability to give and to receive. Did you hear that? The cost of romance in a relationship is ability. This time around, this is for the licensed ones. Ability to receive and to give. What are you giving? What are you receiving? You're giving your body. You're giving your heart. You're giving your spirit. You're giving your soul. Giving each other your body in romance, in the marriage context, it means two people becoming one. For the word of God said, a man shall leave his father and his mother and be cleaved to his wife. That word cleave is very massive. As I'm talking to you, there's something that when I was not hearing very loud, very well, I had to go for Bluetooth. I clip the Bluetooth inside my ear. It's inside. And I can hear you very clearly. And I'm very sure you can hear me very clearly as well. Why am I saying this? Some husband and wife that want to romance something, it must cost you something. Your time, your body. You want to go to heaven. All of us want to go to heaven, but we don't want to die now. There are costs for everything. We are alive today, there's a cost of data. There's cost of generator for where there is no power, where there's no NEPA holding, power holding. There's cost of time, any other thing. Sometimes it is not very convenient. We get in. So, like I said, like that, the only cost of romance in love is the ability to give and take, to give and receive. For you to give, what are you giving? Sorry, I don't know how to say. Permit me to say this particular one in a particular language. When we are doing a traditional marriage in Yoruba, we say, Mo ti fi gbogbo rẹ fún ọ lò ó, èmi yóò jẹ́ tìrẹ títí ayé mi. I am giving you everything. Use it, for I will be yours forever. What are you giving? In giving this, some people say, don't touch me, don't kiss me, don't do this. Most men, most women, they have bad breath. When you have bad breath, are you going to give me bad breath? You want to choke me? Don't kiss me. Stay your lane. But it's costly, very, very expensive. Because the man or the woman has refused to accept that there's a problem with the mouth. So, in the cost of giving and take, and take, please, ma, I want us to know that there are so many people that enjoy sex more with kissing, but there's a barrier. You want to enjoy, we are now giving this romance, the love is half-half. Let me just do it because I want to do it. But there's something hindering getting to the peak. So for all these things to be achieved, we need to deal with some things. I want to give you something. Maybe the cost of data that will be able to take me for 1 hour, for example, is a certain amount. And you know that it is 1 hour that can take this. What do? You don't get that exact amount. You add Jara. But if you get something less, you may be cut halfway. You may be cut off halfway. What happened? Maybe at the time you are about to give the final say, the final note that somebody is waiting for, it's at that time you are being cut off. That's exactly what can happen in a romance. I said something the other day. Some men, some women, they come, they get to their destination, leaving their spouse behind. We are going to London. You get to Lagos. You are just Lagos here. Your wife is still in the aircraft. You gone anywhere? No. And this is happening in so many relationships. So the cost of romance in marriage, in relationship, is give and receive. You have to give
Thank you,
all,
ma'am.
you have to give everything.
So, well, I think that phrase cannot be over emphasized. Okay, Mama, go ahead. I can see you raising your hand too. Please go ahead.
I want to ask Mama Bourgeois, is she trying to tell us that romance does not involve money at all? Because I know that yes, we give, we receive, and that give and receive she's talking about is very wide. If we start analyzing and expanding the give and the receive, understand. You understand what she's saying is that it should not be a one-man show. You know, some people, one man is touching, they say one man is kissing, they say one man is in everything. You maybe as a woman, you're just standing there like a log of wood. I think I'm speaking her mind. But at the same time, are we trying to say that romance does not involve money at all? Doesn't it involve, for example,
Mm.
um maybe a dinner date, um maybe a staycation, you know, just go to the hotel one weekend where nobody will cook, where there are no children, where there, you know what I mean? Doesn't it involve buying roasted fish and some maybe wine? Or let me not go too far here for some people now say, what kind of Kana pastor is this? But you know what I'm trying to say? Is it really
Okay.
possible to have romance without any
Yeah.
cost, financial cost, Mama?
Thank you very much. Love Crusader. You're talking about money in this life. Even our Bible says, money answereth all things. And from the word that I said, giving and taking, you said something now. You said it shouldn't be a one-way thing. You know, I always say that use your money to buy your happiness. There is nothing, see, when there is love without money, yes, it can be love. It's possible, genuine love. But when there is money, the love become triple. The love becomes sweeter. You cannot rule out money in relationship. You can manage when there is no money.
God
Yes,
bless
I
you.
love it. You're
I hear
managing.
you.
You're managing. But when there is love, you know what to do. You don't need, in fact, you don't need to even press. You don't need to do hard work before something will happen. It is only when there is money, enough money, good money, that you can think of going on a holiday, retreat, buy flower, buy fish, buy this, buy gown, buy roses, whatever. But if there is no money, it's inside your mind though, but you are not able to do it. And because of that, you are thinking, even all your system, all the whole thing that's supposed to respond in your body will not respond. And another thing I would like to mention outside money is friendship. You know, some people can have money and be spending the money somewhere else. Do you know? So before we can talk of good romance in a relationship, there has to be friendship. Your husband have money, your wife have money, or the person you are engaged to have money. You want to go out. If the husband doesn't have enough or have money and want to invest it in something, that's why I always encourage women, no matter how little, have something doing. Have something that is giving you money because your husband will respect you more. No matter how little as selling pure water, as little as making air for somebody, as little as have something. You know, the word of God say the work of your hand is going to be blessed. What do you have in your hand that God is going to bless? Nothing. No. If your husband is giving, one day he'll be tired. Even his cucumber will not stand up. Trust me. Your watermelon can be there producing juicy, but the cucumber to mix it will not be available. Why? Because there's too much load on his head. But when you relieve him some load, trust me, everything will function well. So a man can buy flour. Even you as a woman, women these days, all we do is receive, receive, receive. When it is your husband, it is our money. When it is your money, it is your money. Love is not like that. You want your husband to love you and romance you deeper. Maybe there is school fees coming and you know that you have something. You can even say, guy, I know you have, but I appreciate you. Maybe I can just buy the things the children are taking to school bags, socks, all other things, Capri Sun for people that see have small one. But everything you're waiting for your husband. The man brain will not even cross romance, will not even think all the love you are talking about. His mind will not go there. But when you have the sense to give small and he have to give you, believe you me, that love we are talking about, the romance we are talking about is automatic. You don't need to stress it. You don't need to ask for it. You don't need to apply. In fact, sometimes you will just see that something is just happening. So you need to be friends with each other, and you need to be willing to give your money and work it out. Go out for a dinner. You must not go to a place where you have to spend hundreds of millions. with 1,000 naira, 500 naira, $1, £1. You can have hang around, even if it is just to sit out and have a glass of water. At least change environment. Change your environment. You can even be in your car, drive around. You just drive around your estate as you are driving around, even if it is granite or cashew nut or peanut, whatever nut. Just be feeding him. You feed her. You rub his head as he's driving. Sometimes you have to change gear. You know, when husband and wife are driving in the car, there are two types of gear. We have the manual drive, the manual gear, the automatic gear, and the original gear that you can put like this and put like this. So while you are doing that, you rub his head, feed him with granite or suya or ice cream. All these things are romance. And at the end, where it will lead, it will land. Only God knows. It can lead in praise and worship. It can lead in night vigil. It can lead to, but at the end of the day, two people are unique. You will be happy. And when you have money, sometimes you don't even have money. You can look for a friend that you trust, or your parents. Love Crusader. Maybe you still have small children, and your parents are. You want to have a the me time with your spouse. Take your children to a place where you trust, and have your me and you. It can be in your house, or you can visit a friend that have other big place. Have you and say, please, we are coming over. Please, just me and my wife. If you know that you don't have plenty money, but in all, the cost of romance in relationship is give and take. You cannot do without it. You must give something. And to give something, please, it's money. Money. Whatever you are giving, it involves around money.
Okay, thank you. Over to Sister Titi.
Buying of gifts.
Thank you, Mama.
All right,
Yes,
Mama,
we
this
can
is
hear you.
becoming very becoming even more interesting. So, are you saying that a marriage cannot survive without romance? Are you saying that you can't have a successful marriage without romance, or without, because we're talking in context of marriage now, so without being romantic, because there are some people that
Sorry,
um, okay, let me take that
it's
again.
cracking.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying that. Are you saying that can a marriage survive without romance, without being romantic? You hear a lot say,
How?
"Hey, my spouse is not
Auntie,
romantic," but there are other things that they engage in. We have said that
please,
romance is.
how?
We have
How?
said that romance means different things to different people.
It is.
So there, your spouse, maybe to you may not be romantic, but there are other activities you're there of they engage in. So can a marriage survive without being romantic? You know, and
I can tell
the second
you.
question: how do you sustain romance in a marriage relationship, a marriage setting? How do you sustain it?
Please, your second question, please.
My second question is, how do you sustain romance in a marriage setting? Say things have been going on well originally, then all of a sudden, somewhere along the line, everything went down. So how do you sustain? How do you bring it, revive romance in the marriage setting?
Okay, thank you very much. Your first question says, can a marriage survive without romance? Ah, my answer is no.
Mama, what if
I'm
they know
sorry,
how
this
to
is my
pray?
own view.
They are very spiritual people, so they can
Prayer,
pray
then
and they
you will
can
have stay in your father's house and pray. Stay in your father's house and pray. In my father's house, there are many mansions there. You can play on the roof, you can pray, you can do marathon prayers everywhere. Why did you leave? One of the reasons, one out of many, God created marriage. One of the reasons is for romance. And believe you me, if there is no romance inside marriage, what is left? In your father's house, in my father's house, I have amala, gbegiri, and ewedu. I can call my brother. I need so thing. My brother can give me money. My brother can give me food. My father send me to school. I can get everything I want from friends and family. But one that I cannot get anyhow. And my father put his hand. My parents, they call everybody. Say, we are celebrating you, we are escorting you, we give you willingly. Go and go and romance. We approve it, and God Himself stamp it and seal it. When we were all single, to the singles one, there's this urge that comes, but we control it with prayers and fasting. But the moment you are married, let the prayer and fasting be for other things, not to suppress the romance, not to suppress the real thing. When you are hungry, please eat as a married one. But when you are single, and the urge is coming, you can say, one day, I know my God lives, my Redeemer lives. You enter spirit. There is Allah. By the time you wake up, everything disappears. But something you have tested. Please, without romance, let me give you something. If a man or a woman are not romancing, they are not romancing each other, they are romancing something else.
Abi?
A man will tell me, or a woman with, okay, it's majorly common with men. And my husband is not a sex type. He doesn't care. He doesn't care with you, he cares somewhere.
We follow you and laugh.
In the cost of counseling and engaging with people, I'm sorry, there was a couple I counseled, and the wife was like, my husband doesn't care, even 6 months, he doesn't bother. The man was nodding his head like this. At the end, when the wife left, the husband said, Madam, I am sorry, I care.
Mm.
The wife was like, 6 months, the man, it doesn't matter. The man said to me, he said, I care. Sometimes what I do is to masturbate. And the wife is in the house. He said, when I try, some men, their ego, when you turn them down, it's their ego that you are bringing down. When you say no, when you deny a man sex 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you say, okay, let me leave you. But that does not mean that is what he wants. It's just that he doesn't want to disturb you. And gradually, that marriage if there's no separation, you will hear one has moved to the other room, the other one has moved to the other room. He cannot survive it. I can make money by myself. Even these days, you will hear women say they will get dido, they will get this, they will get all this artificial whatever. It can never be. What original thing, originality, you cannot change it. And let me quickly add this for women or men that are saying artificial things. There's one other person that asked me the other day that what is my take on the Dido? I say, Dido, okay, if you use Dido and you're in your husband's house, take it or leave it. That is the end. Because what artificial thing will do for you will be different for what the flesh will do for you. The energy of Dido is not the same as, and by the time you say, okay, if your husband come back to you, it can never be the same. You can't feel it again. So marriage without romance, it's gradually, they are neighbors, so they are neighbors. And some neighbors are even doing kurukere. Well, you follow back. You hear follow back. You hear, I'm going to a junction. Can you help me? One thing or the other. So marriage without romance, however you see it, whatever you want, whichever language you want to say, it cannot survive. If it does collapse give it 5 years. And some people, they say, my dear, no wake up. He cannot survive it. My answer is no. Can I continue? Now
Continue,
you
Mama.
said,
So how do we sustain?
it seems you did not agree with me.
No, it's not like I do not agree with you, Mama. I totally get what you're saying. The truth is that many people underplay the role of romance in
Ah,
relationship, and you have said it very well. That's one thing that our father and our brothers and everyone around us cannot give us, which make us to carry our load and go. It's just that sometimes also the way people do it and the way people have, like you said, I like your approach about friendship, because especially for women, being that we are very emotional beings, if there's no friendship between you and someone, the body will not even respond. As a woman, I mean, maybe a man, man can even be quarreling with you now sef, and his body will still be getting up. Do you get what I mean? But for a woman, because our emotion, everything we do, our emotions are involved, so there has to be that level of friendship. You cannot finish shouting at this woman, talking her down, telling her how her body is this, oh, or she's foolish, or you don't have anything to contribute, you're not a wise woman. You know, some people, all every time they always have negativity that they are saying to their spouse. They expect this same woman to be loving Dovey, to be kissing you, to be rubbing your head and your leg in the night. Those two don't go together. So I agree with you. It's actually the beginning and the end of a friendship once romance is taken off. And it can also mark the end of the marriage. You're correct, Mama. We are together.
thank you
Carry
very
go.
much. Now, Titi was asking me how to sustain sustainability of romance in marriage or
Yes,
relationship.
yes.
We all need to make up our mind. Romance is a thing of mind. This is a lifetime journey, and we need to be intentional. I said it from the beginning. Whatever we are doing, you need to be intentional. And I said, what I want is what I do. Like Love Crusader said, some men can be annoying and they don't care. They don't respect their wife. They talk their wife down in public. They talk their wife down in their family. Their family member does not have any respect for their wife. And at the end, you want to come in the night and say, Alpha. It is not Alpha. Oh. There is not far anywhere.
It will be very
We are
far.
human beings. It's very far. We are human beings. Respect me. Even if you are 15 years older than me, you walk up to me that you say you want to marry me. And likewise, a woman, if you are older than your husband 100 years, you agree to marry him. So you have to face it. But the fact that you have agreed, whatever coming, you face it. And one of the reasons why this romance of a thing is not going ahead is because people already have options. If it doesn't work, I get out. Where are you getting out to? Stay there, fix it, work it out. You already have plan B, and because you already have plan B, the devil will make sure that plan B come to play. Here, for better, for good, for we are here together. So you need to be intentional about it. Take care of yourself. You have your husband that is a manager in the office, have secretaries that are wearing miniskirts. Their head is reaching their bum bum. The bra they wear is push up. Their cleave is showing. And every day you come to the house, you tie your head like grandma. The clothes you are wearing is adieu papa, adieu mama. And you want your husband's dick to get up? No, it will not. Even while he tried to get to behave himself, by the time he's doing the thing, he's remembering I don't Rose. He's remembering Chinyere, he's remembering Titi, he's remembering Comfort. Different names will come to his mind because they are moved by what they see. You carry your hair for 1 month, or God come closer like this. The hair that the smell that is coming from your hair, your thought, the thought flash are hearing it. And you want the man to survive it? No. For you all these things to be sustained, you need to be intentional. You raise your armpit like this, the hair that is there. If you put fire, it will roast corn. And as a man, you're wearing your boxers for 3 weeks. Remove it now, problem. Wash it, wahala. All these things are very, very important. You need to take care of yourself. I talk about kissing. Some people to brush mouth, no problem. And some ladies in the office, they are putting mouth freshener, they are putting meat, they are putting gum, they are putting little things. If you have bad breath, chew bitter cola. There are local things. If you have armpit problem, use lime, scrub it, and go away. Your pants, some women now black thread, then they use sew red pants. Are you babalawo? You have some pants that are torn for 3 years. You are still managing it. I love it's the one I love most. What did you love most? Go and buy 200 naira old and have varieties. You are wearing green bra, and you are wearing yellow blue pants. How does it come together? And these days you see some ladies, what their settings, their lingeries are at homage. Some of them will sit carelessly. When you want to go to bed, you wear jeans, you wear pants, you wear tights, and wear rest in peace, mama. Farewell. Are we in the obituary? Are we in the mortuary? Are we in the burial ground?
Mama Botua.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a
And you as a
farewell.
man, you see some men are admiring your wife. Take it or leave it. No matter how bad a woman is, there's someone that is admiring her. Likewise, a man. Because you married your wife, you neglect her. You don't buy her gifts. What she wear does not concern you. She make her hair. You are not aware. It is when she gets to the office, her boss will say, your hair is beautiful. Tomorrow, Oga say, this your clothes is fine, oh. Let me tell you, every morning when your wife gets to the office, he will go and greet Oga because he wants to hear good things. From Tampa to Tampu. If you don't guide it, before you know it, will say, let's go for lunch. To sustain romance, sometimes you just call your wife, I'm coming to your office, I'm coming to pick you. Let's go for lunch. Okay, tonight, you are not going to cook for this weekend. I have ordered for food. This is that the energy. The energy. Your wife must now ask you for money before you give. Because there are some people that are good at that. And madam, I just say I should give you money to buy fuel. Meanwhile, your husband don't even know whether you drive motor. Oh, madam, I just say I should give you money for transport. Your husband don't know where they come from. All these things, they matter. These are the things that can make romance to be sweet. Or what money could ego. And you need to be deliberate. You need to be intentional. Some people have the money they don't want to give it. And some people don't have, they are ready to give. Take care of yourself. Look good, appear well. You cannot say because you are a Christian that you are smelling. Our God is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Godliness is holiness. Abi? So, to sustain all these things, please, let's take care of ourselves. Some people, and women, will wear one bra. It's because he's my favorite. You wake up in the morning, you are spraying perfume in your bra, until drop it, wash it, and wear another one. All these things is smell. So you see, these our lips, this lip. Sometimes it can attract your husband from just kissing you or pecking you, but your lips don't crack. It has cracked. You see this, your foot, your heel here is dragging the bedspread. As you turn, the bedspread is following you because your heel is cracked. And there are some ladies, no matter how cheap, this tone, they don't do without it. You go to salon, if you want to keep your nails, keep it and let it be short and neat. And if you want to fix it and make it. But another thing is, please find out what your spouse wants. Because I do makeup, I rub eye pencil does not mean another person will love eye pencil. And there are some men, they are dangerous. They tell their wife not to do makeup, and they are marrying the lady that is having high lashes like a foul tail. We need to balance things. So respect each other, be willing to give, and be friends to each other. Please take note of little things. Give and continue giving. And be neat. Please be neat. Dress well. It doesn't take you to break bank before you dress well. If you are wearing okrika, let it be known. There's this clerk in my office. A guy. I call him as in a clerk, level 4. If you see this guy's shoe, you cannot pass without looking at his shoe. His shoe is always shiny. He will come and clean it like this. If me can take notes. And so you will see some men, their shoe Poto enter inside. They will just be walking chakala, 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 chakala. Please, all these things are very, very important. There are some things you will do that naturally it will turn your partner on without stress. You just be falling on your body. Just be falling. You just come and sit down. Another thing that we can do to sustain this romance in a relationship is your husband is in the sitting room pressing phone. You are in the bedroom pressing what? Abi, your husband is in the bedroom doing his own thing. You are in the parlor watching Z what? What are you watching? And some men will be playing. You will be watching football. I used to say television. I am the television that you can see. I am the television. Watch this one. And if you need to play football, I have big ball. Play with it. Sit down close to each other. Put your head on each other. Jeez. Another thing is this money sometimes is causing trouble. Husband have jeep, wife have jeep. Another one is parked in the compound. A whole month, husband and wife does not drive in a car together. You go to your work, I go to my work. We come back, we do dinner, we sleep off. When did you gist? Sometimes you just drop one car, drop other cars, and drive in a single car. Drive round, geez, touch each other. It is not only when you want to travel abroad, you want to land, that you do body contact. No, sometimes you base together. And while you are bathing together, something is happening. You scrub my back for you. As you are scrubbing the back, you put water, the thing will go down like this. Before you reach that place, something is touching something. And at the end, so there are so many things we can do to keep this romance, the fire of romance burning. But above all, we need to be friends with each other. Some couples, you ask them differently. Who is your best friend? I say my best friend is Comfort. Who is Comfort? Comfort to have a best friend. Pastor Oko Joseph. Solomon or Nafi should be together, we bear together, we do. And another thing is some men will tell you, am I your mate? Go and look for your mate and marry. I cannot talk to you as a friend, as a husband, as a wife. You're asking me, am I your mate? We should calm down. Calm down. That little boy said, girl, calm me down like this. Certificate does not count. I had a PhD holder. You that is having ordinary OND. You don't know say now OND you get when you go marry him. You should be able to flow. When you are married to an OND holder, help him, help her to go up like you. Don't be busy. We're equipping other people outside and neglecting your own. And at the end, you will say, let's go for a meeting, let's go for a dinner. No, it's not. It's not for people like you. You already arranged one girl somewhere that you want to go with. How about now? Their wife can be like that girl, and your husband can be like that guy. And
All right, Mama.
Sorry. Yes, I know I'm running too much.
Our
So
time.
communication is key. We cannot do all these things without mentioning it. Couples don't communicate. They don't talk. You just want to come and do bude mana. What are you budeing? They don't talk. You call everybody go your way. No hi, no how are you? Husband is busy chatting with Titi. Wife is busy chatting with Kayode. 24 hours they are chatting, doing video call. Have you eaten? Have you chopped? What are you doing? And the man said, I am busy. Can't you see I'm busy? You call your husband or call your wife. Say, I'll call you back. I'm in a meeting. All these things, it bounce back to romance. Thank you.
Hey. Okay. I'll just give a quick summary as I can. Mama Bonjour is in the house and you can feel the fire. I warned you guys, I told you it's a big fish. And for those who have not tuned in, you better watch this again. You don't want to miss all of this wisdom that she's pouring here today for us. Our aim and our goal is that we must enjoy our marriages and our relationship. They must be heaven on earth. That's how God wants it to be. We are not to go and manage the marriage and be managing inside. How are we? We are managing, no, that's not God's purpose. Be intentional. That is the summary of what Mama is saying. Be intentional in sustaining that romance in the relationship. Call your wife. Don't go to work morning till night. You don't call each other. No matter how busy you are, Wife call husband, don't say, can't he text me? You to text, hello honey, how's your day going? I'm missing
I'm
you.
missing
I
you.
can't wait to have you in my arms tonight. At least the person's mind will be preparing. It's not you just enter house, see gbag 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 gbag. You do what I call hit and run. You hit, you run. You don't even care about the satisfaction of the other person. The person is not happy. You don't care about their happiness. But yet you expect them to be loving dovey. It's not possible. Build trust. Be friends. Mama has said it all. There's nothing to add, but there's going to be a part two next week. I always tell us that when we're having fun on this platform, time is not our friend. We'll bring a couple, husband and wife, and they'll come and tell us how they are sustaining the romance in their relationship next week. Thank you so much, my darling Titi, for your efforts. Thank you so much, Mama Bourgeois, for your time.
Thank you,
I know
Auntie
that you're a
Titi.
very
You've
busy
done
person.
well.
I don't take it for
Thank you, man.
I don't take it for granted that you are here today. Thank you for the honor. God bless you. Sweetheart in me, my darling Titi, the Lord is your strength. You are graced. Thank you so much for always being there. And viewers, thank you so much for joining us. You have your questions, please keep writing them. Remember, at the end of the month, we're going to have the Q&A sessions, and you can drop your questions on our WhatsApp, on our pages, Men Fences TV on YouTube, Men Fences on Facebook, or you can connect with me via LinkedIn on Oko Joseph Comfort Omotese. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. God bless you. And I'll see you again next week. Remember, it's Love and Romance Part 2. A man will come and tell us, and a woman will come. They will tell us how they are sustaining the romance in their relationship. God bless you all. Until we come again next week, please